What's up, Glitterati's? It's Yazmin Melero. I am here with Yeung. And if you guys didn't know who he is, darling, listen up. He's one of the best directors up and coming. He has amazing movies that you gotta watch because they have amazing transmissional messages. Tell me a little bit about Front Cover.
Front Cover is a story that's set in New York City. It's about a Chinese American who is a fashion stylist, and he's very hip, he's gay, but he hates everything Chinese. And one day his boss forced him to style an actor from China who is very proud of his Chinese heritage, but he's closeted. So the story is really about two people from very different backgrounds, very different philosophies in life, and how they get together and get to know each other and influence each other or not.
Oh my god, I just got the chills just listening to what the story is about. I can't wait to see the whole thing. I've only seen the trailer. But tell me, why did you decide to do this movie in a New York fashion industry setting?
Well, fashion is very much about giving yourself confidence, right? It's very much about dressing up in order to make yourself feel more secure about yourself. So I think thematically it's very matches the story about the two characters, because both of them are putting up a front, and both of them are trying to hide something, and both of them are trying to cover up themselves in order to make themselves appear different to the world and try to hide something. So I think it just matches very well to put it in the fashion industry.
So it was like their mask, that the fashion was their mask. I totally understand that. But your costumes were so wonderful. Where did these from? Did you steal them? Did you beg them? Where did they come from?
Well, I didn't write a movie about fashion if I'm not love fashion myself, right? So I've got lots of friends who are in the fashion industry and designers, or somebody just collect clothes, and then we just go to their wardrobes and just beg them to borrow some of their clothes. And so we were very lucky, and we also got some sponsorships as well.
Well, I want to meet your friends because I need to fill my closet up for sure. So Tell me, who's your target audience?
Well, the movie is about gays and also about Asians, so hopefully we will get that market, the gay market and the Asians and the gay Asians, so they're free. But the story is also about outsiders, very much about us trying to fit in. And I'm sure everybody in their lives at one point had to try to lie in order to fit into a hip group or something like that. So it's very much about outsiders, and so I'm hoping that the message is universal, so that everybody will be related to the story. So I'm hoping that it will be a crossover movie where the audience will love it, despite the race or the color or the sexuality.
I can relate to that. Who hasn't smoked that cigarette to be the cool person, or gotten drunk because everybody was doing it? So yeah, I can totally understand that. What I want to know also is the casting process. Now I know that's pretty difficult. How hard was it to choose these people? Did you guys choose one, then another? Or why did these people stand out so much that you said, this is the one? What was it about these characters or these actors that you thought you could not have a movie without him?
Well, we have Jay Choi. He is our lead, and we did a lot of searching, looking for the right actors, and he came along, and then he just has something about him because he has worked in the gay bar for 3 or 4 years, so he knows how to flirt with gay men and to get tips, and then at the same time he is able to keep a distance from them so that they don't fall in love with him. So that's exactly the kind of elements that we want from the character of Ryan, someone who is sweet but also can be very hard as well, and he's such a natural actor. So we have searched a lot, like Asia, America, Canada, and he was the right one. And then the other character, the one who plays the Chinese actor, we have an actor called James Chan, and he went to Harvard, and he approached the character completely differently. He's really analytical, and he would break it down to different levels, his emotions, so he was really able to get into the struggle of the character. And we were very lucky because we had a really great casting director. She's very famous, and we got her because she read the script, and then the next day she said, I want to do this. And we said, well, we can't really afford you. So she said, well, I'm going to do it next to nothing. So we were very lucky that way. Yeah.
Well, that's when in Hollywood you have a good product, when everybody wants in close to nothing. I also want to know, once you finished this casting process, how hard was it to get all these people from all sorts of different walks of life, all these actors into character? Was that hard?
Well, the first thing we did on first day of rehearsal was with Jake and James, the two main characters. I just said that first day of rehearsal, take off your top and do a kiss scene. and I want tongue.
Nice.
Because if you can't kiss properly, if you're playing a gay character, you're falling in love. At the end of it is a love story. So if you don't have the chemistry, you don't look each other in the eyes and kiss each other and look like that you're really in love, then there is no movie here. So the first day of rehearsal is like really break down the ice and just really kiss. And of course, I enjoyed it.
I know in every movie there are difficult scenes. Which one, in your opinion, was the most difficult scene to tape?
The most difficult is the one actually has no dialogue, and we shot it on Staten Island because we got permission. It was only an hour we had, and then there was crowd control, and then there was crazy people shouting, and then our DP camera person is a woman. She had her period. Everybody's crazy, running around, very very tense.
Now, we already talked about the hardest scene. What was the best scene for you? The money shot, the one that you thought, this scene is just so beautiful. I know this is going to be the one that's going to be the one that's going to catch the audience. What scene was that for you?
One scene that I really like is a scene by the pond, and that is a scene with the Chinese actor and Ryan's mother, and played by this great actress called Elizabeth Sun. And it's just them standing by the pond, and they're talking about Ryan, and they're explaining why Ryan is so hard on the outside, but actually what he has gone through in his past. And the scene is very touching. It talks about what it's like being gay and being Asian in the difficulties of it. It's a very touching scene, and I just thought that is my favorite scene of all.
So I know I want to see this movie, and I'm sure you guys now want to see this movie too. When is it coming out? Where? And how can we find it? Where can we find you?
Well, we have an official website, and we also have Facebook, which have a lot of followings already, and Twitter and Instagram, all the trimmings.
Well, thank you so much for being with us here in New York Glitterati, Ray.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Really, really appreciate it.
I gotta say, I'm so excited about this movie because I myself at some point was an outsider, and I'm sure everybody at some point felt that they didn't belong. So I'm sure every audience, no matter where they come from or who they are just gonna love your movie. But for all of those that want to watch just a little snippet, here it is.
All right, enjoy. Remember, live well, dress well.
You're hardworking, you're talented, and you're bitchy. Perfect for the fashion world.
Who is this?
He's an up-and-coming actor in China, don't you know him? And he needs a makeover. Desperately, as you can probably tell.
Oh, Liar.
Yeah, Ryan, with an R.
He wants to work only with a Chinese person. You have no idea how much he's paying us.
Yeah, your office is very small.
Yeah, well, it certainly feels cramped now. Asian men are rarely seen as sex symbols in this country, so we're trying something new and refreshing here. So when's your girlfriend arriving?
I want to break up with her.
Your parents know you are.
No,
Ever try weed?
weed.